What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It's that time of year again where we take a look through my entire investment portfolio, which is currently sitting at around 411,000 Rand. We're going to take a look at which platforms I use, which banks and savings accounts, and go through each investment in shares, ETFs, unit trusts, interest accounts, loans, and cryptocurrency. And at the end of the video, we'll see what percentage of my portfolio is allocated and where. So welcome back to Casual Cash. Now, I want to start this video by saying that my portfolio was not always this size. This right here is an actual screenshot of my investment account on the 17th of August 2012, nearly 10 years ago to the day, where I had just bought my two first shares for less than 1,000 Rand each. This screenshot was to show my very first profits of 1 Rand 77, which I was pretty excited about, and at the time my passive income was 1 Rand 32 a month in interest. Today, if you watch our videos, you will see that our investment portfolio is at 411,000 Rand and our passive income is around 25,000 Rand a year. So often we see what looks like overnight success that is really 2 or 3 or even 10 years in the making, with many mistakes, missteps, and learning on the way. But we still have a long way to go to reach some of our larger goals. So if you haven't already, start where you are, learn as much as you can, and keep going until you get there. Okay, with that being said, let's get right into the video. So we'll start with the simple stuff and get more interesting as we go along. We're going to begin with the cash portion of our portfolio. So investing has risks to it. So I personally think you should have some cash reserves just as a hedge against markets if it's needed, but at the same time we want that money to work for us as well. So currently we keep 148,000 Rand in cash in two main savings accounts. That's 50,000 Rand in an Investec account called a Prime Saver account, which at current rates is paying us 5.5% interest a month. Then the rest of our cash is with Tyme Bank, which pays us 6% interest a month or 7% if we give 10 days notice. Together they give a very good interest rate so that when we are receiving an income and compound interest over time from our reserves. So cash is about 36% of our portfolio, and I look to keep it around 40% as long as it generates a good interest rate. Next on the list is loans. Here we have given out loans to other people to be paid back at an interest rate of 7%. This is not something I recommend in general, but we have credible people and so far no problems, and it brings a different source of income. So these were at one point 27% of the portfolio, but is currently at 22%, and I'm actually looking to bring this down over time. Alright, so let's get to some more interesting stuff. We're going to take a look at our cryptocurrency portfolio. Currently, our crypto portfolio is sitting at 6,385 Rand, which is about 2% of our total. Depending on the price, I only want between 2 to 3% of my portfolio in crypto and a maximum of 5% just because it's a riskier asset. Okay, so a quick breakdown. We have 650 Rand in EC10, which is a bundle on Easy Equities, 2,000 Rand in Bitcoin, 2,600 in Ethereum, 590 in Ripple, 251 in Litecoin, and 194 Rand in Bitcoin Cash. We did a video recently about the crypto market and how some of the prices have been climbing this last month. Okay, now we get to what I think is the interesting stuff. We're going to open our Easy Equities account and take a look at all the companies, shares, ETFs, and unit trusts we're invested in here in South Africa and the United States and the United Kingdom. Let's start off local with our investment portfolio in South Africa. First is our unit trusts. We have two unit trusts. Both of them are mostly for passive income. We have the Coronation Strategic Income with 20,000 Rand invested, and it pays income every 3 months. Then we have Prescient Strategic Income with a 25,000 Rand investment. The nice thing about this unit trust is it pays you income every single month. Okay, let's head over to our tax-free savings account. I need to build this one up, but right now we have the Satrix Property Portfolio ETF at around 8% income, and we have 5,200 Rand invested here. By the way, I'm not going to go into the profits and losses of each of these because it will take too long, but if you subscribe to the channel, we'll be doing a video on all of that in the time to come. Alright, now onto some juicy stuff. Let's begin with our South African equities. That means all the company shares that we own here on the JSE. Alphabetically, we begin with African Rainbow Capital Investments, where we have 2,200 Rand in shares. This company owns Tyme Bank and Rain and quite a few others. Next up is Avenge with 4,800 Rand, the engineering company that fell on hard times but has been doing quite well in the last month. Then we have Capitec Bank at 4,500 Rand. Then Core Shares S&P 500 ETF, the American index which is doing really well lately and has 750 Rand in it. Fairvest Limited B shares at 6,300 Rand. This is a property company that currently pays around 13% dividends at the moment. If you do want to have a look at all of our income from the portfolio, we do have a video where you can check all of that out. Okay, next is First Rand Bank at 4,600 Rand. Also, the big four banks are paying between 5 to 6% dividends right now. Nedbank, which is a similar boat, and 4,600 Rand invested. New Funds Retway Global Property Fund. We have 10,700 Rand invested in this fund and has paid 280 Rand dividends just since May. This is a real estate investment trust made up of properties all over the world. Our mystery stock at 27,000 Rand. For those who don't know, this is a company that we have shares in, but I can't talk about because I work with them in the real world. A lot of people ask, but I can't mention it. Maybe one day I'll be able to reveal it. Then we have Purple Group. They own the platform Easy Equities, which me and probably most of us use to trade the markets, along with a few other businesses as well. They're down around 30% this year, but because we bought a while ago, we're still up 37% in total. Here is Sanlam, where we have 6,400 Rand invested, and they pay around 6% dividends currently. Our Satrix Top 40 ETF with 670 Rand. Standard Bank, we have 4,600 Rand in shares with them. The once disgraced Steinhoff with 760 Rand, and they've slowly been moving up in their share price lately. Then I've said it before, one of my favorite shares at the moment, Storage with 11,300 Rand invested. They are so good with their profit growth and dividend income growth. It's like clockwork. And last up in our South African equities is the Signia FTSE 100 ETF with 707 Rand invested in it. But that is not everything. We do have 3 international holdings which are in different currencies. So let's have a look at those, starting with the United States. In our US account, we have holdings in Tesla Motors. We have $211 in Tesla, which is around 3,500 Rand. As you can see, they are up 34% in the last month. If you want to invest in Tesla yourself, we have a video on the channel about how to use dollars to invest in it. The second holding in our US portfolio is the Vanguard S&P 500 Growth ETF, where we have $543 or 9,000 Rand invested, and the US markets are tracking upwards recently. Okay, so for the very last holding we have in our portfolio, we're going to move to our UK fund, where we have started with one company called SSE, which is a renewable energy producer, and where we have £319 invested in it, or around 6,400 Rand. And there you have it, our entire 411,000 Rand investment portfolio. And like we promised in the beginning, here's a breakdown of all of our holdings and the percentage of each asset class that we hold. If you want a closer look, simply pause the video and take your time to look through. But that is it for today's video. If you enjoyed this content, please give the video a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of this portfolio, including all the profits and losses and the latest market updates, feel free to subscribe to the channel. And if you have any questions on any of this, just drop it in the comments and I try to respond to as many as possible. But until then, I'll see you guys next time, as always, on Casual Cash. Cheers.